Etra-chan saw it. Ah. My name is Karin. I live with my husband Tokusa and two of my kids, Katsura and Sasuji. We live a quiet life in the suburbs.
I poured us some coffee.
Thank you! Ah, it smells so nice. I received this Chinese kinsei tree from my grandparents' house. It has a lot of important memories with it. My grandparents lived in the middle of a busy neighborhood but had quite a bit of land. There was a small pond in the yard and there were even large garden lanterns. In the spring, there were cherry blossoms and plum trees. In the summer, there were all kinds of various flowers. In the fall, the persimmons would ripen. And in the winter, the whole area was blanketed with a sheet of snow with some red berries in the bushes. It was truly like a Japanese garden, and it was a truly beautiful yard. Grandpa! Grandma!
Ah, Karin-chan, it's so nice to see you. Are you off work today?
Yeah. Where's Grandpa?
Well, the persimmons were ripe, so he's going to cut them down.
You could have told me, I would have helped you out.
Oh, it's fine. We like doing this stuff.
I always thought that it must be pretty difficult to organize and keep all of these plants in order with just the two of them. But I remember my grandpa and grandma really seemed to enjoy working on things around the yard.
Ah, Karin, perfect timing. I'm gonna pull off some of these persimmons, so you should eat them while you're here.
I really loved my grandparents' house and I would often go over to hang out. Grandpa. But those lovely grandparents passed away. My grandma passed away last year and my grandpa passed away this year, almost as if to chase after her. Mom, what are you going to do about Grandpa's house? I mean, we're all talking about it between the relatives, but honestly, we don't know what to do. It's too big. It's kind of a waste, but what do you think? Do you want to live there, maybe? No, there's no way. I can't do it. What we were going to do with the house that our grandparents left behind was a pretty tough problem to deal with. It was such a beautiful yard, and I think if I could, I would have lived there, but handling this yard is a very difficult task. It was shocking that the two of them were able to manage the yard, so with both my husband and I working, it would be impossible.
You got everything, right?
Yeah.
Come on, let's get you to kindergarten.
Okay.
But if you were to ask someone to take care of it, it's going to be really expensive. How many times do I have to do this in 1 year? It seemed to be a problem that everyone in the family was also trying to figure out as well. And there are other additional problems that come with the house. The building itself is already pretty old, I'm worried if it's actually built to code and safe to live in case of some kind of disaster. The house was big and proud, and the yard was just as much of a sight to behold, but the house itself was actually nothing too incredibly fancy inside. I think I have an idea. Huh? Later.
Who is it? Ah, you're that girl with Kuroki-san's.
Yeah, I'm Karin. It's been a minute. We decided to go to Akamatu-san, who lives next door to our grandparents' house.
I'm her husband, Tokusa. Well, hello! You're the neighbor's granddaughter, huh?
I'm sorry. I just came by to talk to you about my grandparents' house. I'm actually going to inherit the house, but I don't think I can really live comfortably in that house with the four of us right now. I don't think we can actually manage to take care of that yard. So, we're going to rebuild the house and try to keep as much of the yard as possible, while trying to make it into something that is much more manageable for us.
Wow, that's quite the leap you're taking with the property.
There are a lot of memories that I have with that house, so I really was hoping to keep the yard and garden as much as possible, but
I think that we're probably going to be taking a lot of the trees and bushes and just move them into our other relatives' houses as well. We just wanted to come by and let you know, as well as apologize in advance for all of the ruckus from the construction. Oh, okay, I see.
We look forward to working with you from now on.
And me as well.
Who was it?
Karin-san, Kuroki-san's grandkid?
Ah, the neighbors. I wonder what's going to happen to Kuroki-san's house. The two of them passed away already. It's such a wonderful yard, though. We were able to quietly enjoy the view for free. Ah.
Well, actually, blah blah blah.
What did you say?
We came by to apologize in advance and to tell them that we'd be neighbors real soon, but
What the hell are you talking about? Are you telling me that we're not going to be able to watch this yard very soon?
Calm down!
the neighbor's wife, Azumi-san, was actually one of the most difficult to deal with people that I have ever met. Tokusa, what time is your class reunion today?
Oh, we're supposed to get together from 5, so don't worry about it yet. This is seriously such a great yard, huh?
Yeah, to think that Grandpa and Grandma were organizing and cleaning this yard. Honestly, there's not a chance in the world that I could do what they did.
I think the persimmon tree is a little too big to leave behind.
Yeah. I guess we can relocate the Chinese kinsei tree. Oh, that tree! I really don't want to do anything with that. I want to leave it.
Excuse me!
Oh, you're the neighbors.
You two! I've been told that you plan to get rid of this entire yard!
Oh, we're not planning on getting rid of...
Why would you possibly have to do that? This yard is so beautiful. The only logical decision is just leave it as it is. You make sure to leave it completely untouched. Do you understand me?
Come again?
The people around here are all enjoying the yard and all the lovely scenes that come and go with it. I'm sure you two probably wouldn't understand because you don't have any memories associated with it.
You little... What the hell is this lady talking about not having any memories?
An elderly man and woman were able to handle managing the yard, so the two of you being younger should be able to handle it no problem.
That's just insane.
The house, too. Kuroki-san and his wife are living here perfectly fine for decades. You are being way too harsh trying to rebuild into something you want.
We got kids, so this house is just too small for all of us to live in.
Silence! The house blends into the yard. That's what makes everything so perfect.
How can you just waltz into my property and...
Do you understand me? I made myself clear to you.
Azumi-san said what she wanted before storming off back to her house. Why is she the one that's freaking out?
I gotta be honest, that kind of caught me off guard. Is that the kind of person that she is?
I mean, she's been the neighbor here the whole time, but I didn't hear anything about how she got in any arguments with my grandparents. I mean, I guess we just gotta keep an eye out for a little while. However, Azumi-san's nagging. Well, just an annoying behavior would continue to escalate. I'm gonna clean up inside the house for today.
Excuse me, Karin-san.
Yes? When did she appear behind me?
You two had younger kids in your family, right? Are you sure you young kids are able to raise even younger kids?
Come again? Raise them.
Also, do not under any circumstances allow your dirty children to play in the yard. You realize how annoying the sound is from your yard? It's so annoying. Do not ever place anything like toys in the yard either. It's going to ruin the view.
Excuse me, how are you able to be so selfish? Yet another. Here she is again.
If you want to rebuild it, fine. Then I guess I can allow it out of the graciousness of my heart. But you make sure that it's a wooden house that's got no second floors. Those are the conditions.
Conditions? It's literally got nothing to do with you, Azumi-san.
It's got everything to do with me. I hate big houses. It's like you're just showing off your wealth for the world to see. Talk about rude and disgusting. It's just bragging. Ah, how disgusting, seriously.
Yet another day. Here we go.
That's why I told her straight to her face. How could you possibly try to change that beautiful house like that? It should be preserved at all costs, and that young husband and wife. I bet you they don't know a thing about how the world really works. I'm gonna keep talking to them and telling them what's what until they give in to me.
Ah, damn it!
I guess Azumi-san voiced her opinion and concerns with you today as well. I mean, you can talk back to her and tell her off, but it's still kind of worrisome, huh? She's even talking about our kids recently, right?
We'd have to see her every single day if we move into this location because she's a neighbor. I think I might be at the end of my patience. Honestly, I don't think that I'm gonna lose to her no matter what happens. But if I think about having to raise the kids in an environment like that, I can't say that the kids will be completely unaffected.
Hey, Karin, I've got something I want to talk to you about.
Huh? A few months later.
Oh my god, they really are gonna work on that house, aren't they?
Just give up already. Karin-san said that she would do her best to leave the yard and garden untouched.
How could I possibly compromise like that? Besides, the fact that that stupid young couple would understand the beauty of something like that isn't known to me. It's really possible that she's just going to ruin it. I'm gonna complain the second that the house is complete.
I mean, maybe they don't, but you really need to calm down.
A few months later, we were able to finally complete a new house for our family in a plot of land that was given to us by grandparents. Ah, it's so nice.
This is really a nice house, huh?
We'll have to go to the neighbors and greet them again.
Yes?
Excuse me, I'm so sorry for all the loud noises every day.
Oh, don't worry about it.
But still, our new house wasn't built on my grandparents' land. Looking forward to being neighbors with you. This is a land that my husband Tokusa got from his grandparents. That night.
So actually, I'm also being asked to take on the responsibility of my grandpa's land because he died. My dad's a little too old to be handling that kind of thing. So I was thinking that if we're going to build a house, why don't we just build it on that land instead?
Huh?
I mean, it's difficult to manage 2 plots of land like that, and it's going to be really expensive too. So my first thought was to sell my grandpa's land to someone else and just build on your grandparents' land. But I thought that we could just swap it out instead. We can even use the money that we get from the sales for our own down payment of the new house.
I don't know if it's going to go that well, though. Besides, I don't know if I know anyone who would even want land like that.
Don't worry, it'll be fine.
Huh?
Wah! Ah!
Whoa! This is such a dope house, man!
Seriously, I love it.
The house I inherited from my grandparents was sold off to a Tachibana-san, a classmate of Tokusa. Tachibana-san is, well, he's very wild and party animal-esque. The first time I met him, I was pretty surprised to say the least.
This is my friend, Tachibana.
Yo,
Uh-huh.
my house is done! It's so badass, bro! Whoa!
Ah, Tachibana finished building his house too. Tokusa, I didn't know you were friends with someone like him. He's very clearly not your type.
Oh man, yeah. I was shocked when I ran into him the other day at the class reunion too. When we were in elementary school, he was relatively no different from anyone else. But after high school, we kind of just went our separate ways, you know?
Tachibana-san and Tokusa both met up at the class reunion the other day and hit it off. Tachibana-san was apparently successful with his business and had a lot of money to go around. He even had 5 kids.
Huh? Are you really Tachibana?
Yo, Tokusa! Woo!
Actually,
Oh, that's cool, man. Just sell me the land then.
He was apparently just in the market to find a new plot of land to build his new house, so in the middle of making small talk, Tokusa talked about the inherited land and Tachibana asked to buy it. The fact that it was my grandparents' land and I wanted to take some of the stuff from the yard was totally fine by him.
Dang, I get to buy this massive property? I'm so stinking lucky! Woo!
But I'm sure it's gonna be a headache.
Freaking barbecuing in the yard? I'm gonna go buy some extra juice, okay?
All right.
Excuse me, do you have a second? Oh, you're the neighbor, right? Hello. What the hell do you think you two are doing? Your kids are always so loud and annoying every single day, and on the weekends you're starting freaking fires. The smoke comes over here and it's loud, so you need to stop. Everyone is bothered by it, don't you understand? Okay, lady, who's everyone? You realize that you're the first person to come up to me and say something about that, right? All right, bye. I'm busy and don't have time for you. Hey! You wait right there!
Well, if it isn't my neighbor. I really don't like trouble either. But did my wife do something bad to you?
At first, Azumi-san kept complaining and saying all the problems she had with her, but now she's unable to say anything. On top of that, Karin-san and her husband were saying that they would do everything they could to try to keep the yard to its original state, but Tachibana-san, though, may look wild with his wife, but they're actually pretty decent people. Right? They're usually helping clean, and the neighborhood are volunteering with a lot of stuff, too. It's basically just Azumi-san throwing a tantrum and whining the whole time. If Azumi-san didn't say anything to Karin-san, then maybe that yard would still be here and be able to enjoy it. Really, talk about a freaking nuisance. Tachibana-san and his family were able to really fit into the neighborhood like Azumi-san seemed to have lost her place. Some relatives in the countryside asked for the trees in the yard, so we did as much as we could to take them out and relocate them to their houses. And as for us, we took the not-so-big Chinese kinsei tree as well as the other small bushes as well.
but I wonder if it wasn't a good idea. The yard and garden really were something incredible that they left behind for us.
Oh, it's fine. We were able to bring this tree, so I'm sure that my grandparents will understand that we did what we had to do. I feel a little sad about the yard, but I'm really glad I was able to keep this tree.
Hey, Grandpa, what is this tree?
That tree is called a Karin tree, sweetie.
Karin, it's just like my name. It sure is, isn't it? When you were born, Karin-chan, your grandpa planted it. Wow, so it's like my younger sister.
That's an interesting way to look at it.
I guess it kind of is your younger sister, huh? Get bigger already. Woo!
This Karin tree was the most memorable tree out of the bunch in the yard. Even if the yard is gone, if this tree is here, I can see my grandparents whenever I want. Hey, we should think about planting something new too, huh?
Huh?
And then we could make the yard something so beautiful that even my grandparents would be proud. Grandpa, Grandma, please watch over me.
ご視聴いただきありがとうございました。自分たちの家の庭なんですから好きにさせてほしいものです。それ以前にあれだけ素晴らしい庭だったんですから手入れだって大変に決まってます。その苦労も考えないままただで素敵な庭が見られるから潰すななんて自己中心的な考えにも程があります。まあ自分たちで作り上げてきた庭のせいでご近所トラブルに発展してしまうのは祖父母も悲しむだけでしょうから、これでよかったんだと思いますね。皆さんはどう感じましたか？コメント欄に書いていただけると嬉しいです。また少しでもスカッとした方、チャンネル登録と高評価をお願いいたします。